So before I get started, I'm Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Father of Joe. So before I get started, just a couple of questions to ask. So we're in Philadelphia. What year was our Constitution signed? The Declaration.
1776.
1776.
That was what they give hockey to.
Oh. Okay, so she just stole my thunder. My next question. My next question is going to be, what's the name of the basketball team?
76.
So what was the value of the ticket that I received today for parking out in front of this restaurant to deliver the wine?
76.
You got it. Kind of random. I didn't know you
And how many days do you have to wait to appeal it?
Unbelievable.
I know a lawyer.
So hey, welcome on behalf of Ed and Sharon and Andrea and I. Welcome to this great occasion. We also have a special welcome for Abby and Joe's grandparents. Right? We've got Pauline. We've got Jolene. Which I thought helped a lot because, you know, it's that whole name thing and, you know, what do you do, right? We've got Charlie, right? And we hope and pray for Margaret and her recovery. And we think about those who aren't with us and the teachings that they've left us with. So Paul Ruler and Peg and Tom Mack, right? They're looking down and they're smiling. So it was about 3 years plus that Joe started to talk a little bit about this woman, Abigail.
We're over here.
Right? And, you know, so we, you know, it was probably 3 or 4 months after they started a date, and finally he brings her home. And of course, we as humans, we make snap judgments, right? You meet somebody for the first time and you figure, okay, right, what do we got? But, you know, Abby comes in, you know, and she's calm, she's cool, she's quiet, she's mature, and you're like, wow, okay. These are good qualities. This is nice, right? So, you know, throughout the course of time, you know, you start to get to know somebody, the guard comes down, conversations start to get a little bit longer, a little bit more intimate, a little bit, all good stuff. All good stuff, Abby. So then one particular day, and I truly don't know, you know, no particular reason why I remember this as a specific day, but Abby was over with Joe and Rue, Andrea, my wife, and they're talking in the kitchen, and I'm out doing something, whatever. And I hear this conversation going on, and Joe and Abby were at a recent party. And a question gets asked to Joe. Joe, where do you live now? So Joe says, oh, I live in a brownstone in Boston. So Abby looks at Joe, looks back at the person asking the question, and says, Joe lives in a brick apartment building in Easton. So I'm thinking to myself, I like this girl. So then, you know, a few minutes go by, and then, you know, we're still talking about this party, and somebody else asks Joe, so Joe, what are you driving for a car now? Joe says, I drive a German car. So Abby also kind of helps out with that one and says, it's a Volkswagen. So, you know, again, from a distance, I'm thinking, I really like this girl. And then, you know, again, the evening goes on, and all of a sudden I hear her talking a little bit about her high school running, and the fact that she continues to be a runner, and, you know, and you know, she's got a race coming up, and I'm thinking, wow, she's a runner. This girl's a keeper. So anyways, it went very well. So now just a little bit about Joe. that, you know, some of these things you might know, some of these things you might not. I'm not so sure you know about this. Joe is a talker. So he loves to argue. He loves to debate. And the fact that I've been walking the earth for 60 years, and he has only been walking the earth for 33, I have had more arguments with him. Now, some of that's because he was the oldest, and I'm the rookie father. He's pressing my buttons, and when you press a button, you get a return, right? So Joe and I have had a lot of good give and take over the years. Joe loves to cook, does not like to clean. Joe loves to eat, doesn't necessarily like to exercise. Joe, you know, and I didn't know this, you know, I mean, you continue to learn about your children as you grow, but I mean, he has become a wedding planner. So if any of you need assistance as time goes on, I can give you time, right? But Joseph has probably the biggest heart.
He does. I agree.
Of many people, you know, that I know, right? He's always been great to his grandparents as time has gone on. So, some fatherly advice, the last night that he is sick. I have 3 words. One is, roses. Why roses? Because your mother has spent a good deal of her life instilling in her men to take time to smell the roses. Right? 2, compromise. Perhaps the most important word in marriage. Compromise. 3, very difficult, Joe. Silence. Silence. When in doubt, sip it up. All right, so raise your glasses. So to Joseph and Abby. May your days together be plentiful. May you have far more good days than difficult. And may the love that you have for each other today continue to grow with each setting sun. Cheers.